Naama Levy's aunt, Efrat Moshkoviz, joins us now. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry for the circumstances under which we meet, but thank you for taking this opportunity.
Thank you for having me.
Also joining us is Mandana Dayani, Iranian-born, Jewish, lawyer, human rights activist, fled the Islamic Republic as a child with her family, understands and is trying to communicate. Thank you both. Efrat, what do you want people to know about how to see what has happened in that tunnel and what it should mean going forward?
We don't have any more time. This is every second, every minute. It's just getting more and more dangerous, and we have to do something. We have to do it now, not tomorrow, not the next day, not next week, right now. Get them back.
What do you make of the idea, as pained as it is for you because it's so personal, that, well, you have to stop the bombing first and then you get them back?
There are a lot of trade-offs to be done in order to get to the point where there is a deal, where there is the opportunity. And if that is one of the trade-offs, that is one of the trade-offs we have to make. There's nothing more important right now than their lives. 101 people still there, some of them still alive. As far as we know, my niece is still alive. Get them back, and then figure this really complicated conflict. It'll take years, but this is more important.
Mandana, it would seem that certainly Prime Minister Netanyahu does not see it that way currently. And we now have this new problem, which is people just decided that these murders can't matter. It's not enough. There are too many on the other side. There's too much attention being paid to this. How do you make sense of what's supposed to make sense?
I can't. But I think it's important to remember how this started. And this started when Hamas, a terrorist organization, took hundreds of people hostage and murdered over 1,200 of them. This problem of anti-Semitism, what we are seeing in the streets every single day, is so alarming. The amount that people have just weaponize this against us, like the way that we are seeing everyone desensitized to the pain and suffering of Jewish people around the world, the fear every single day, like it just doesn't make any sense. This whole idea of what about, right? Like every time I talk about suffering of these people, I hear what about. And I think honestly, John Poland said it best when he said, in a competition of pain, there are no winners, right? This is, we can do the hard thing of feeling for two people at the same time. This is not a binary issue, right? And we are talking about a young boy. He's an American boy who was kidnapped by terrorists, held hostage, and murdered execution style in the back of his head. That is not controversial, and that is not a Jewish issue. That is an American issue. That is an all of us issue. And I cannot make sense of the inability to sort of see that.
I guess it begins with caring. Efrat, I can't tell you how many, I mean, obviously we know with what we saw with the Goldberg Polans and how they have used their pain to motivate purpose of stopping all of it. Where does that equanimity come from? What enables someone who wants their loved one back as much as you must, enables you to say, and I don't want people on the other side to be hurt. I want that to stop as well. Why?
No, but it's a tough question to answer. It's the right thing to do. It's the human thing to do. Where's our compassion? Where's our responsibility? Where is our foresight to what our next generation is going to grow believing and acting? And I want it for not only for my niece and for the other hostages and my sister and everybody else who's suffering. I want it for my children. I want it for their children. It has to end, and it has to end early. So right now, so we can start healing, and then the next generations have a chance. Israel still stands a chance.
These beautiful kids, these beautiful young people, not just because of outside, but inside, and what so many of them wanted to be and will never be able to achieve for both sides. That is the tragedy. But I'll tell you this, until it is done, we are on it with an emphasis on the hostages, as always. And Mandana, you are always welcome here, as you always have been, to discuss the issues here as an extension of the Iran regime and how they are messing with our politics, even here at home. I appreciate you, and I hope people respect your platform because you built it for the right reasons. Thank you both for being here. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.